Model year 2018 sneak peek for Ski-Doo and Yamaha has both big news and little news. Let's talk to Pascal Vincent, Ski-Doo's product manager, about what Ski-Doo has up their sleeve for model year 2018.
What Ski-Doo is bringing for 2018 on the MXZ, it's MXZ XRS and Renegade XRS, both on the new Rev Gen 4 platform hosting the 850 E-TEC. We are having more than 60% of the lineup that are now moving onto the Rev Gen 4 platform and the 850 E-TEC engine. In terms of deep snow, we are bringing the freeride onto the Rev Gen 4 platform and the 850. However, we reimagined the freeride to handle like a summit, but keeping the attitude and the toughness that the freeride is known for. In the crossover, we reimagined the Renegade Backcountry X with the new C-Motion rear suspension that is specifically designed for crossover. C stands for crossover.
Ski-Doo is very serious about this 50-50 crossover emerging market. And so, for the Renegade Backcountry X in 2018, they've developed another new skid frame. It's called C-Motion.
The C-Motion has been developed specifically for the Renegade Backcountry application. So the rear suspension is uncoupled and have a fixed rear arm. So the goal here is to have a good stability in trail application. In the C-Motion, we also have front arm from the air motion, but in a longer configuration, which bring a good stability to the suspension. We also have in this configuration of suspension an adjustable rear chuck. Also include a rear tip rail configuration in order to have a good handling in trail riding. We also developed Backcountry X with a 146-inch track in order to have a good behavior in deep snow and also being able to tackle beam bump and have a good stability through the rough trail. In order to bring a good stability in trail riding, we integrate to the new front suspension the trail sway bar. Very easy to ride in deep snow, and when you jump in the trail, you have a very good stability through the big bump and going into the corner.
How about a fully functional electric starting system that has no battery and no electric starter motor? Confused? We were. Here's what it's all about.
In the mountain, when you're riding, okay, a typical ride, you went just stuck with your summit, again, you shovel for half an hour, and then you go back on your sled. Having the shot system when you sweat and tired, and you just have to push the little button and it goes like boom, this is a huge gift. So today, the shot system, the way it is designed, it does not use a motor, it does not use a battery. We use the actual magneto and stator as the motoring to start the engine, together with a capacitor. In the morning, you need to rope start your vehicle once, and you need to run for at least 2 minutes, then you're good to use the shot system. Each time you're going to use it during the day, you need to have 20 seconds of idle. After 20 seconds of idle, you are fully recharged and you can reuse the shot once more. And as we know in the mountain, each quarter pound is very important. We were thinking about that since we did introduce the E-TEC back in 2008. If we will have just a regular SDI or other EFI system, this won't work, okay? We will need too much energy to start the engine and it won't work. This is 2 pounds, a little less than 1 kilogram, and this is the weight we had over a manual start. That's it. Compared to a standard electric starter with a battery and so on, which is around 20 pounds.
So that's the big news from Ski-Doo. Now let's talk about the little news from Yamaha. Back in the day, Yamaha produced a mini snowmobile, sort of a half-size or three-quarter-size snowmobile called the SnoScoot. Well, guess what? For model year 2018, the SnoScoot is back.
So the SnoScoot name we decided to resurrect, there were a couple of naming options and some debate in planning as to what we should name the new little vehicle. Obviously, it's going to be a step up for SRX 120, so there's a naming opportunity there. But we also wanted to make sure we took advantage of the opportunity to grow this sport, to increase demand with brand new customers.
While not a pulse-pounding power package in the new SnoScoot, it does have a full CVT. Listen up here about the details on that driveline.
SnoScoot has a full CVT transmission in it, so it's got a primary and a secondary clutch, or roller secondary in fact, and that was pretty important compared to the 120 because even though we increased the power of the SnoScoot, without being able to change gear ratios, you'd never be able to accelerate or you'd have no top speed. So one of the biggest parts of the project was getting the clutches dialed in.
This may seem a little strange, but a full-size adult can actually fit on and ride a SnoScoot, and by the way, have a pretty good time doing it. However, it may not be your first choice for a 100-mile ride.
SnoScoot's an interesting little vehicle because an adult can ride it, but of course it's a pretty small snowmobile. I mean, we did have some fun here, but for the most part, it's designed for you know, youthful, younger, smaller people, and just to have some fun in the backyard.
So even though the SnoScoot is little news, it actually turns out to be pretty big news, and it's going to be interesting to see how the SnoScoot sells with its return after 25 years.
If you enjoyed the video that you just watched, like it and then subscribe to our page for more great content from SnowTracks TV.